It's an absolute pleasure to have your company joining us for the big semi-final, the showdown between India and the defending champions England, who will go through to the final of the T20 World Cup and meet South Africa for the very first time in their history as a nation. All that action and of course unpacking the first semi-final that happened in the early hours of the morning. You are in for an absolute treat here this evening. Before we get underway though with our wonderful in-depth analysis with our expert panel, let's welcome in my Khubsurat co-host Rohan Nadeem. Bahut shukriya for joining us as always. You look amazing, loving the Desi.
Love that we're matching, Erin. Finally in our greens, but we're all so excited. We aren't wearing green for any specific team, although we're all thrilled South Africa have finally made it to the final of a World Cup. So thrilled for them. We'll talk in depth about that knockout match as well. Of course, we'll take a look at South Africa, Afghanistan, क्या हुआ इन दोनों teams के दरमियान उस बड़े historic interesting match में. A lot to talk about from that match. काफ़ी लोग काफ़ी बातें कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ये कहना पड़ेगा कि दोनों teams की जो journey इस World Cup में रही है वो बहुत अलग थी from the two. और बहुत सारे takeaways आप लेके जा सकते हैं from the performance and the journeys of Afghanistan and South Africa, both historic in their own ways, and of course this must mean so much to their fans that both teams have made histories for their respective nations, and it's just so great to see that this World Cup, the script, although it might have been a little predictable coming towards this point, but there have been a lot of surprises, and can't wait to take a look at what happened in the earlier match, and of course start our build up to the all important semi-final number 2.
Oh, the rest is still unwritten as to who will take out the title in this edition of the World Cup. So many people in it for the first time as well, being South Africa. So many returning champions in the fact that India might make another final. We'll find out tonight. And of course, defending champions England, they'll be hoping that the barish stays away that is happening in Providence, Guyana at the moment. We'll keep you updated with all of the conditions, of course, but we're all hoping for a match. We'll stay here to the nth degree tonight to make sure we get a match and we get a result. But hey, we've got plenty of action and entertainment, irrespective of what happens and what time we start, because we've got our wonderful expert panel in alongside us today, and we've brought out the big guns as we always do here on PTV Sports. Let's welcome back into the studio the Rawalpindi Express, the fastest man on the planet to this day, shoaib Akhtar. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Happy to be here?
Always.
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 And all the way from New Zealand as well, making his studio debut as an expert analyst, and he's been an absolute cracker of an expert panelist, it has to be said here. We absolutely loved having him here on PTV Sports. It's Martin Guptill.
Thank you. It's a very elaborate intro there.
Oh, I'm getting excited. This is finals time, baby. It all comes down to this.
And everybody is, dressed up in their formals today, which we love, thanks to Jade Odd. But we have our World Cup winning कैप्टन हमारे कप्तान यूनुस खान, जिन्होंने बेशुमार contributions किए पाकिस्तान के लिए across formats. Yunus Khan, pleasure to have you back on Game On. Thank you so much for joining us once again for this all important match. और उनके साथ बैठे हैं the all-rounder, the professor, giving us his calculated all-round analysis, like his performance and his playing days, giving us a glimpse of what he still has got to offer. Mohammad Hafiz, once again, welcome back to Game On. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start, Erin, by reminding ourselves what happened earlier in the match. There was so much that went on between these two teams.
Now, there absolutely was. The first semi-final happened at 5:30 a.m. regular time here in Pakistan. Let's take a look just ahead of the 12th over. In reply, South Africa, they chased it down in 8.5 overs after losing to Cock early to some brilliant bowling once again by Fazal Haq Faruqi. He's been the pick of all the bowlers in this edition of the T20 World Cup. It was a very calculative, measured innings between Hendricks and Markram that got the job done. And South Africa, they won by 9 wickets. And most importantly, they qualify for their first ever ICC final. After 7 attempts, Rohat, they finally managed to shake the nerves that they're known for, unfortunately, when it comes to knockout play. And they get the job done. What a historic moment for the Proteas. They've been unbelievable in this edition of the tournament. This is their 8th win in a row. Is now the time that the Proteas can get the job done, Shoaib?
I mean, what a journey has been so far for Proteas. And, you've been trying for the last 2 to 3 decades, to qualify for the finals. Every now and then some bad performances has happened. But having said that, I think they deserve all the glory? Of course they do. Do they deserve to win this final? Of course. But I think the bowling has been the pinnacle point for Proteas, and since they brought Shamsi's back, I think he's just doing wonders, like Kuldeep Yadav. So I think the bowling combinations looks absolutely fantastic, and at the same time, they had a bit of a roller coaster kind of a ride right from the beginning till now to the qualifiers, and now they qualified for the finals. I really wanted Afghanistan to put up at least a good fight, at least at 130, 140, as I said to Marty, but that's what I expected from them. But all I knew that Afghanistan would qualify till as you said it, till the last fours. But Proteas, I think they're just amazing. Could not see the construction of the innings. That somebody needs to stay there, show a bit of maturity, and I understand the fact that the ball is nipping around, seaming around. So, and these are the very class act, Notier, and then you're talking with Jensen and Rabada. I mean, getting some runs out of these people, it's not going to be easy. But you should have constructed the innings a bit better. I wanted Afghanistan to show a bit more fight, but unfortunately, that's not the easy ending that I would like to see for Afghanistan. But anyways, it's a ruthless bowling attack though. It was just fantastic.
So it's impossible not to talk about the pitch here, because there's been so much that's being said in the media about this pitch. The Afghanistan coach Jonathan Trott, in his press conference after they lost the game, he said, I don't want to make any excuses for how, things didn't go our way today, but this is not the pitch that you would have a World Cup semi-final on. Or
what was the wrong with the pitch? Tell me one thing.
The bounce, it was difficult
What do
to
you
read.
mean?
The consistency, there was no one ball was hitting your toe and the next one. I want to get your opinion, Marty, on whether this is all
It's actually been like that the whole World Cup. Every single
Exactly.
pitch, there hasn't been one pitch that has been consistent. There's not been a wicket like, say, you get at Eden Park, where we played South Africa in the semi-final in 2015 and it was an absolute belter and we chased 290 in 43 overs. You're not going to get a pitch like that in the West Indies or in the USA. So it is a bit of an excuse to say that it's not consistent enough. You've been on pitches like that, you've actually won on pitches like that. They were just outclassed. The South Africans turned up, they put the ball in the area which was difficult, and they extracted some moves. The only way to put it.
देखिए, अगर मैं इसमें ये ऐड करना चाहता हूँ, अगर आप कैरेबियन कंडीशंस के मुतालिक बड़े ये सोच के गए हैं कि वहाँ पे आपको बैटिंग ट्रैक मिलेंगे, तो फिर आप किसी ख्वाब के अंदर तो सोच सकते हैं, लेकिन हकीकत ये नहीं है. जब आप कैरेबियन के पूरे जितने ग्राउंड्स अवेलेबल हैं वहाँ पे आप जब जाते हैं, वहाँ की इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट को देखते हैं, वहाँ की प्रैक्टिस पिचेस को देखते हैं, तो ये बहुत अच्छी पिचें हैं. तो आप ये कोई ज़रा थोड़ा ज़हन में रखें कि हम कैरेबियन की बात कर रहे हैं और ये वर्ल्ड कप, ठीक है, इंतज़ाम इससे बेहतर हो सकता था, इससे बेहतर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो सकती थी, ये आप कह सकते हैं, लेकिन जो कंडीशन आपको मिल रही है वो बाउंस आपको मिला. हमेशा से इस तरह की वेरिएशन वाली पिचेस आपको मिलती हैं, तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये कुछ स्टेटमेंट आने वाली है, क्योंकि जैसे मार्टिन ने बोला कि इसी तरह की कंडीशन में वो जीत के भी गए हैं और इसी वजह से वो यहाँ तक भी पहुँचे हैं. अगर वो बिल्कुल बैटिंग फ्रेंडली होती तो शायद इनकी ये जर्नी यहाँ तक ना होती. तो ये सोचना चाहिए कि हम जो बात कर रहे हैं वो दोनों के लिए था. हाँ, एक्सप्लॉइट अच्छे तरीके से किया साउथ अफ्रीका की बॉलिंग अटैक ने, और जिसकी वजह से उन्होंने अंडर पार रन्स के अंदर रिस्ट्रिक्ट किया और बाद में इसको चेज डाउन कर.
Clamp down your hamstring anymore, please. Don't.
We have to talk about that though, don't we, Rohan? What a moment that was in the Super 8's clash that did get them to that semi-final. And I am really interested to throw it to the panel for just a quick word on what they think about the conversations happening around the spirit of the game. It's not the first time someone's slowed down a game in order to aid them in a Duckworth-Lewis run chase, but the thoughts on the Oscar Emmy-winning performance of Gulbadin?
The thing about it is we've all probably been there in our careers, but we've done it in a different way, probably a more subtle way. Like, I've definitely done it in a game where we're behind the 8 ball. It's not even necessarily Duckworth-Lewis, but we're trying to run a bit of time out in the game to face less overs when we're batting, and you just pull away from the bowler and just to get them a little bit annoyed and get them not thinking straight. But There's such more subtle ways to do it. I mean, he'd faced 3 balls when batting, and I don't think he'd bowled them over at that point, had he? And he said he's got cramp.
It was the winning sprint for me as well. After pretending
shocking,
you did
isn't it?
your ham either.
Surely, with all the rain coming down, you just say you got something in your eye.
Somebody
And
should
that's,
do
you know,
about that at that time. So he just come and sometime, as a senior, he leading from the front. So that's kind of situation. But we would also do like that, not like on this manner.
Not
but
like this.
Yeah, but we just stand over there and chat with each other and with the bowler, what kind of something like that.
So you just
But, yeah.
try to
Have a
like
team
make a
meeting, huh?
conversation.
Yeah.
Just
No,
Go and talk to your
like
mates
a
down the
team
field.
meeting or
Yeah.
chat.
Change the field.
Yeah.
It was the. I see why. I mean, all respect to Gulbuddin as well. Man follows orders. Jonathan Trott's going, slow it down, and he goes, oh, and he goes to hubby straight away. It was just brilliant. It was just.